Behind the three-headed monster of Austin Reaves, Rui Hachimura, and Anthony Davis, the Los Angeles Lakers steal Game 1 in this first-round matchup between themselves and the Memphis Grizzlies. The Memphis Grizzlies on their home court tonight, they lost 128 to 112. Austin Reaves was absolutely brilliant down the stretch and in the clutch portion of this game. Rui Hachimura went 5 for 6 from downtown, and Anthony Davis looked like the best defensive player in the NBA. There's a ton to unpack in today's game, guys, but before we do, I just want to say thank you so much for the support on the recent videos. Be sure to stick to the end of this video to hear about the Grizzlies as well as the Lakers. We are going to start talking about the Lakers, of course, first today because they did win. In my recap I made, speaking on the Timberwolves and Lakers play-in game, my biggest gripe with Rui Hachimura's game, it wasn't really a gripe, it was just something that I noted, that if Rui Hachimura could consistently knock down corner threes or any three-pointers at all, his game would be much more terrifying. I said this because in a lot of the possessions that I saw that game, he was getting great looks in the corner, but we saw more pump fakes or jabs or rip throughs instead of just letting him fly. Like, it looked like he was way more comfortable in that 12 to 20 feet range, and he just really wanted nothing to do from three-point land. Tonight he finished with 29 points and 6 big rebounds, and like I said, he was 5 for 6 from downtown, and he was also 11 for 14 from the field. That paired with the offensive outbreak of Austin Reaves in that fourth quarter was absolutely amazing. Austin tonight finished with 23 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. Also got a steal and a very big block on Desmond Bane. This game was really close the majority of the game, all the way up until the third quarter. There was a big, and honestly, even halfway through the third quarter and the fourth quarter, it was still a little bit close. But the big turning point when the energy got sucked out of this one was when Ja Morant got hurt as he went for a layup or dunk attempt on Anthony Davis, and Anthony Davis took a charge, and Ja Morant ended up falling and kind of crashing. You guys obviously know how high his vertical leap is. He just crashed into the floor, and I believe he's going to have a wrist or hand injury. And you could just tell the energy outside of Jaren Jackson's production was just completely off. Like, they were still getting excited when Jaren was scoring, but the fans, they kind of knew this game was over. And the same thing went with the energy shift when Anthony Davis left. He had an arm injury in the midst of the second quarter, and we didn't know if he was even going to return at halftime because he literally said, you could see the lip syncing, him saying, "I can't feel my arm." But Anthony tonight was absolutely amazing. He finished with 22 points, 12 rebounds, 3 steals, and 7 blocks. Almost had a triple-double without the assists. Anthony's game is amazing for the playoffs. I think to start this game, he did a really great job of just trying to get out there and be dominant. He was taking a lot of, back to the basket shots. He was driving in all up until his injury. After the little, arm injury, you did see him turn more towards focusing on grabbing the boards and, accelerating on defense. But that's honestly all you really need to do when you have Rui doing well. You have LeBron doing well. D'Angelo Russell had himself a great night. Austin Reaves had himself a great night. And something I just love about this Lakers team is just the fact that one night D'Angelo Russell can be coming off the bench and Dennis Schroeder is starting, and then the next night Dennis Schroeder is on the bench and D'Angelo Russell is having himself a great game. D'Angelo finished tonight with 19 points and 7 assists, and he had a plus 20 box plus minus tonight, almost the highest, but Anthony Davis was plus 27. This game was a great win for the Lakers tonight. Jared Vanderbilt did a really great job with the Ja Morant assignment, and when Ja was hurt, he did a really great job of defending on Desmond Bane. What a great win for the Los Angeles Lakers, and honestly, depending on how Ja Morant is gonna be going forward with this potential wrist or hand injury, this series is officially tipped in the Lakers' hands. I mean, if they can lose or win the next game and then go home and win those 2 games in Crypto Arena, and they make it 3-1 or potentially even 4-0 if they win this next game, this series, it's looking like it's very in favor for the Lakers. As for the Memphis Grizzlies, tonight Jaren Jackson looked like a superstar. He finished with 31 points, only 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. He also had 2 pretty big blocks on Anthony Davis this game. I just love the ability that Jaren is starting to develop on the offensive side of the ball. Jaren kind of reminds me of, right now at least, what Evan Mobley could be in the future. I always have this gripe with Evan Mobley where he's just not as aggressive. He's not, implementing volume into his game where he's just taking a lot of shots. And I really wish that were the case. But for Jaren, it seems like, especially when Ja Morant is off the floor, he understands his role in this team. He understands that he kind of has to be that next guy up. And like I said in yesterday's recap, the second option in the playoffs is the best option. If they're throwing, you know, all the greatest wing defenders on Ja Morant, and, you know, they're double teaming Ja Morant, then Jaren has to be ready for that moment and ready to step up tonight. The Grizzlies are obviously just really missing the likes of Brandon Clark and Steven Adams in a game like tonight. I mean, Xavier Tillman has been really relatively solid for them the rest of the regular season, and in this game he was pretty all right. But there's just certain sets where Brandon Clark and or Steven Adams would really help enable this Memphis Grizzlies team, not only in transition but just on the glass. Anthony Davis and the Lakers were just dominating on the glass as they recorded 11 more rebounds than the Grizzlies tonight. They got out rebounded 45-34. Tonight's game, just very interesting on the Grizzlies side of things. Ja Morant, he didn't look terrible, but he really was not super aggressive all the way up until his injury. It seemed like the one time he tried to get aggressive, he obviously ended up suffering that injury. He only finished with 18 points tonight and 2 assists. Normally we're seeing Ja Morant play a much more facilitating and scoring role, and we just didn't really see that tonight. Desmond Bane, really inefficient night. It seems like Desmond Bane is shooting at like a 45% clip on 10 to 15 attempts a night. And then we have a game like tonight where he goes 3 for 10 from three-point land. He goes 6 for 18 from the field. Finished with 22 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds, but 5 huge turnovers for Desmond Bane, which honestly is not very Desmond Bane-like. Dylan Brooks tonight continued to just be a walking L. 2 for 9 from three-point land is not helping anyone. The Grizzlies shot a very poor 36% from the three tonight. Just not the best game for the Grizzlies in front of your home crowd. I understand Ja Morant got hurt. But that was, it was like a 5-point game when that had happened. Luke Kennard didn't get as many looks as I thought he was going to get, and I feel like the Lakers just have the advantage of having LeBron James, as corny and simple as that sounds. It's just that when someone like Dylan Brooks, who's supposed to be your scrappy big defender, picks up 3 fouls by the second quarter in this game, and not to mention that third foul was off the ball, other than David Roddy, you really do not have any bodies to throw at LeBron James. I mean, Desmond Bane had the LeBron James assignment for the majority of this game. I think Tyus Jones looked pretty great tonight. He didn't shoot the ball a lot, but he is just absolutely brilliant. I think I tweeted this out in the middle of the game that I think he has potential to be a Jalen Brunson caliber player, just someone who takes really great care of the ball, is very efficient. He takes high quality shots. I love watching Tyus Jones. So if Ja Morant is injured, I don't think the Grizzlies are too worried about the offensive ability, because like Ja Morant tonight had 6 turnovers in 30 minutes, and in 25 minutes Tyus Jones only had 1 turnover, and it was in the very, very end of that game when it was pretty much, you could call it garbage time minutes. But this was a great game. I mean, it on paper, if you didn't watch this and you look at the 16-point difference in the score, you'd be like, damn, the Lakers really just blew the Grizzlies out. But to be honest, up until the last 4 or 5 minutes when Austin Reaves started just absolutely taking over, this was very, very, very close game. What do you guys think, though? Is the Los Angeles Lakers going to take care of business and upset the 2-seeded Grizzlies as the 7th seed? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys made it this far, I appreciate your support as always. I'm about to upload this and then go watch the Clippers and Suns game. Unfortunately, Paul George is out for the entirety of the series, so it looks like the Suns are probably going to win in 5 or 6. But you never know. It's basketball. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay happy, healthy, and blessed. Peace.